And welcome back to Charlottesville Insights. This is Jeff Gaffney, your host. And our guest today, one of my favorite ladies in the world, is Pat Jensen. She is the managing broker at the Real Estate 329 North office. She has also been the VAR Sales Associate of the Year, the VAR President, and locally she's won all the awards from Realtor of the Year, Salesperson of the Year. Just a great lady, and it's always fun. Pat, thanks for being on the show. It's always fun to connect with you.
I always enjoy coming. It's a great opportunity.
Hey, thanks. So tell us, here we are as 2011 winds down. Can you believe we're at the end of the year?
No, I can't believe we're here. I was telling somebody the other day Valentine's Day is going to be here so fast. It's just flying by.
What is the market right now? My sense is we're actually seeing a little bit of flurry of activity in the marketplace. Are you sensing that as well? Are you seeing a little bit of activity from your vantage point?
Yes, I think we're seeing that December's kind of surprised us. We've had more contracts come through our office than we had anticipated. We've had, I think, to date, at least 3 new construction contracts that came through with Craig Builders. And I know they're working on at least a couple more. And often people think that December is a slower time of the year, and sometimes it is. But right now I think people are taking the opportunity to come down and look, and we're expecting the market to still have an impact as people come over the holidays to look for a future home.
Let's talk about this moment in time in the real estate world. Mm-hmm. This week, interest rates once again dipped down to their lowest level ever. So you have real estate's amazingly low, and you combine that with housing prices that, let me say it politically correct, housing prices that are on sale. You can get a nice
big discount.
A big discount. So you have price and rate in the favor of the buyer. Have you ever seen it like this before in your career?
No, I haven't. I heard recently that the mortgage interest rates for people buying homes now is on the same level as their grandparents had. And so the mortgage percentage increase of mortgage in like the past 20 years is only like 17%, whereas the cost of going to college has increased 693% in the same period of time.
Right.
So it's a very unusual time for us.
And do you think that buyers really understand interest rates and what an impact that they have today? Or buyers sort of immune to that? They hear interest rates are low. Is that, in other words, is that moving the needle at all?
One needs to be educated. I hear people say, I'm going to wait until the houses get to the bottom before I buy a house. However, we feel like, I just came from the NAR convention in Anaheim, California in November, and they say that our rates have sort of been fairly flat for 2 years now, and they don't anticipate a huge drop. But if you wait for the price of the house to come down, the price of the monthly payment, if the mortgage interest rate goes up even a little bit, will completely wipe out the difference in buying a house if you think it's going to go down. So clearly the message is now is the time to buy a house if you can qualify. That's, of course, the big problem right now is having people qualify. But if you can qualify, the interest rates where they are more favorable than seeing prices on the houses go down. If they go down, it won't be much. But just a little bit of fluctuation of a mortgage rate could affect your monthly payment fairly substantially.
We have Pat Jensen on the show, managing broker at the 29 North office for Real Estate 3. Pat, how about this? For anybody who's trying to sell their home right now, is it possible to actually sell your home during the holiday season? What do you think?
Yes, people can sell their homes during the holiday season, but most people tend to wait until what they call the spring market. But what they have to realize here is if you're going on for the spring market, you should have your house ready to go on the market by the middle to the end of January. I've heard several people say, let's wait until March. That's too late to get it on. You need that early period of time to market it. So right now, a lot of people are holding off to list it after the first of the year, and I think that's okay. If your house is on the market, I don't see the need to take it off the market just because it's the holiday.
That plays into our first question. We have Victoria in Stony Point wrote in on Twitter, I'm thinking about putting my house up for sale in the spring. What do I need to do to get my house ready for sale? Pat, what do you think?
I think they need to call in a good realtor and have them take a look at the house and give them a recommendation of what they need to do to stage the home. Often it needs to have a lot of stuff cleared out, needs a good cleaning, and sometimes you can just rearrange your furniture and decorations to make the house look more market friendly. So the big thing is to get the house ready ahead of time. Get rid of the junk, clean it up. If your carpets are in bad condition, replace them or clean them. If you really need to paint, go ahead and get it done. Listen to the advice your realtor gives you on staging your home.
I agree with you, Pat. We're hearing more and more that the condition of the home today is oftentimes determining whether or not a home is actually receiving a contract in today's marketplace. So make sure that you keep the home clean and it's showing well. I have another theory, though, Victoria. I would say to get your house ready for sale, and it's based on this background information. We have had more contracts fall through this year ever in the history of our company. And it's not setting off alarm bells, but one of the reasons you sit there and untangle and say, well, why is this? And certainly there's been some because the buyer gets tangled up into a mortgage situation where the mortgage doesn't work. But a lot of it has to do with home inspectors today, and I don't want to get too far down that road, but here's my recommendation, and I'm wondering what you think, Pat. I think if you're going to put your house on the market today, I think you should consider getting a home inspection done in advance of going to the market, and the reason for that is that way, if there are major issues with the house, you get them fixed, and if the house comes out with a clean bill of health, you have that right on the kitchen table, even though we know that the buyer's going to get his own home inspection. But if something crazy comes in, you have yours to refute that. What do you think? Is that a decent idea or a waste of money?
I think it is an outstanding idea because people right now want to have a house that they can buy and move into. They do not want to deal with a house that is not in good condition, and they don't want to deal with serious issues on home inspections. People are walking away from contracts. So having that information ahead of time and getting it fixed up and taken care of, I think, is a very good piece of advice.
Next question comes in from Missy in Pantops. Asks, should I go with a 30-year fixed mortgage or a 1-year or 3-year adjustable? Pat, I guess it depends on her situation, but what do you think?
If you absolutely know you are not going to be in the house for more than 3 years, and this applies frequently to folks at the University of Virginia who come in, then maybe you could do an adjustable, but at the rates where they are right now, it does not make sense to go ahead and do a 15 or 30-year long-term mortgage.
You know, I remember when I started my real estate career in 1987, right out of college, had no idea what I was doing. But I do remember that interest rates at that time were 11.75%.
My first house, 18%.
Oh, my goodness.
I was able to get a loan to build a commercial building for 22%. That was a deal.
Well, I remember when I first started that all the talk in our real estate office was if rates would just get below 10, if they could get to single-digit interest rates, then we'd see this pickup. And it's just it's fascinating now when you're talking about 4% and actually below 4% on the 30-year fixed.
We had a client that had a 3.5% fixed interest rate for 30 years recently on a closing. That
Amazing.
is incredible.
Amazing. We have time for one more question before the break. Michael in Still Meadow asks, I'm thinking about buying in the Monticello High School district. What do you know?
There's some great houses available in the Monticello High School district. It covers a fairly broad area from east of town out past Glenmore to all the way south to Scottsville. And there's quite a good selection of properties for sale in that area.
As one who has 2 children at Monticello High School right now.
And a grandchild here.
And my oldest daughter graduated, I do want to give a shout-out to Monticello High School. Dr. Worley is the principal there, does an outstanding job. Fitzgerald Barnes is the athletic director there. Fitz, he's probably listening today. Hats off to you. They do a fantastic job. That school is really one that is on the rise, and if you are considering buying and school is something that would affect you, I would say get in there, go see Dr. Worley, Fitzgerald Barnes, get to know some of the students there. I think you would be very happy with what you found. We've been very, very happy with the Monticello.
Yeah, and we're lucky that all of our high schools are very, very good here in this area. The test scores are good. We have a lot to offer. So we're fortunate education-wise in this county.
We'll be right back with Pat Jensen and more.